Good morning, second graders. It is Friday, which means we are so close to the weekend. We just need to wrap up a few math things before the weekend begins. So this week you had a choice board, and since it is Friday, I expect those choice board choices to be complete. So I'm going to make my little bubble smaller for a minute and let's talk about it. So you should have on Monday or Tuesday practice skip counting. It was a boom deck. If you haven't done that, I would at least like you to explore. Then we also worked on writing our numbers in standard, expanded word, and model form. So you should right now have at least, so I have my packet, you should at least have one of these pages complete, right? There's two of them in your packet. So one of these should be totally complete. Today, it's your choice if you would like to complete that other side. Okay, so I'm going to go through what you can do today, and you need to choose one. So one of the choices is completing the second sheet of the standard expanded model in Word form. Your second choice, so yesterday for math, we practiced regrouping using base 10 blocks. Now there's also two pages that look like this. So your other choice for today, there's actually three, is to choose one of the other pages that look like this and practice addition and subtraction problems using base 10. Okay, so this is choice number 2. Choice number 1 is the expanded standard word and model form. Choice number 2 is this. So I will write here what problems you would be solving. Now, just as a reminder, when I am on my screen like this, it writes the numbers backwards. So I would get your piece of paper that looks like this, and while I'm writing it, I would really be listening to what I'm saying because it will be easier to write it that way than write the numbers that are going to look backwards here. Okay, so in your first box, if you're choosing this choice, so this choice is solving addition and subtraction problems using base 10. So that's the only strategy that I want to see because that's the only strategy that we've talked about this week. We're going to talk about another strategy next week, but this week we've only talked about base 10. All right, so in this first box, I would like to know what 72 minus 61 equals. Okay, so first box. Second box, I want to know what 18 plus 41 equals. So 72 minus 61, first box, 18 plus 41, second box. Third box, I want to know what 43 minus 28 equals. Okay, so 72 minus 61, 18 plus 41, 43 minus 28. Now for this last one, I'm going to write it right here, but you're going to be writing it in this box. I want to know what 24 minus 17 equals. So 24 minus 17. Okay, so that's choice 2. All right, so far you are making a choice between completing the second place value sheet or completing those 4 problems using base 10 blocks here. Your last choice is to complete the task cards. So there's 4. There's A, B, C, and D. I think we did A. So if that's the case, then you're only going to need to do B, C, and D. I want you to write the number sentence and then show me how you're solving it. So I will read them to you and we can talk about what it would look like. And then you can use base 10 blocks to solve it. So like I said, I think we did B. I teach math 4 times. And so sometimes I get a little bit confused at what happened in one class, what we didn't get to in another class. All right, so I'm on B. And it sounds like this. So the first thing I'm going to do, and you should do this too, so you should be on B, is anytime I'm reading a story problem and I hear important numbers, I want to underline them. Right? So it says Kristen has 18 pairs of socks. That number 18, I'm going to underline. Her sister Kara has more socks than she does. Together, they have 49 pairs. So that number 49 is also important. So I'm going to underline it. How many pairs of socks does Kara have? So this sounds like the number sentence could be written like this. 18 plus, so these are the 18 pairs of socks that Kristen has, plus the number of socks that Kristen has. And we don't know how many socks that she has. We just know that she has more than 18. And we know that Kristen's socks plus Kara's socks equals 49. So you could leave it like this, but I want to solve it in subtraction. So I know that when I'm solving a subtraction problem, the bigger number always has to go first. So which one's bigger, 18 or 49? 49 is bigger. So when I'm rewriting this to make it a subtraction problem, I'm going to write 49 first. Minus 18. And now I can use my strategy of base 10 blocks to solve this. Build my 49, cross off my 18, and I'll get my answer. Okay, so there I've set you up for problem B. That can be your other choice. Now, if you are done with all that, so you do not have to do all of those, you're choosing one. The task cards, the place value, or practicing more on this chart. So 1 choice, 2 choice, 3 choice. Okay, choose one. Now, if you're done with all that, you can for sure do it all if you want. If you want to feel like you have a completed packet, I get that. And you can do that. If you don't, if you say, you know what, I'm done with this packet for the week, I've done my 1 choice, that's fine. Then you have another choice to make. It's supposed to be pretty nice today. So if it's really beautiful outside and you want some fresh air, go for it. Put your iPad down, run around, get some fresh air. If you still want to do a little bit of math, in this yellow box over here, I've put some other choices that you could make for 10 or 15 minutes. So I would set a timer so that you're not sucked down the rabbit hole of math apps. But for 10 to 15 minutes, you can choose Prodigy. If you haven't done extra math yet, you need to do that. The GeoBoard app, the Pattern Shape app, Moose Math, or Study Island. You can go on Study Island and you can choose any skill in math that you want to work on. And it's just a good way to practice something that you feel confident in, or maybe you don't feel really great about something and you just want a little more practice. I gave the in-person kids an example that any musical artist that I know, whether it's someone who plays guitar or drums or sings, and they're really good, right? They became famous for it. Well, as soon as they became good, they didn't just say, I'm good, I'm going to stop doing this. They practice all the time. They practice every day to be better. And math is kind of like that. Even when you feel like you're getting better, I encourage you to always practice because you want to keep on top of it and you want to be sharp. And the only way to be the sharpest student or the sharpest mathematician or the sharpest reader is to practice. It's not always going to be easy. It's, in fact, that's part of life, right? Some things are hard, but it's the struggle and trying again that makes that accomplishment or knowing or learning how to do it that much greater when you finally succeed. So I hope you're feeling good about this strategy. Like I said, we are going to be learning 3 others. I know that you already know other strategies, and that's great. But we are going to continue to work on getting as many strategies as we can. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.